True fans live for their team. For those true U of A fans, there is Hughes Federal Credit Union. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union. Smart choice.
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, in our last episode, we talked about the day part of the day-night Arizona Wildcats doubleheader on Saturday. That would be the U of A football game against New Mexico in the New Mexico Bowl. Saturday night, a game that might have, well, it's certainly more relevant. Arizona Wildcats facing UNLV at McHale Center. That, to me, is going to be the early season test for a UA team that I still don't really think we know.
If you slogged through your season ticket package one by one, tearing them out this year at Arizona, paying all that money, there's finally a game that's going to be worth going to.
Absolutely, and that to me is going to be super compelling because UNLV is as long, if not longer, than Arizona is, as athletic, if not more athletic than Arizona is, and a team that I think, in a way like Arizona, once they kind of figure it out, they could be really dangerous.
Hey, they beat Oregon at home.
At home.
They beat Indiana on a neutral court. They played UCLA to a 2-point game on a neutral court. That's a better schedule than Arizona's played.
Absolutely. And you look, I mean, McHale Center, I think, is always worth, 3 to 5 points probably for the U of A, but I'm not sure if on paper right now the Wildcats have the better team. I mean, Caleb Tarczewski is out. There's some roster churn issues there that might be an issue, and Elliot Pitts is out for a personal reason. At least he's supposed to be out for a personal reason, and I mean, to me, that's tough. I mean, it is the challenge of the preseason.
And they have payback, too. I thought Arizona played its worst game last season at UNLV and still almost won.
Right.
I would still take Arizona's roster over UNLV's roster. But, in the last 25 years, Arizona has almost always lost that game before Christmas.
Yep.
If this happens, it would be kind of funny.
Right. What they should have done is scheduled UNLV for like a week ago, and then like NAU right before Christmas, and then probably won't lose. UNLV, Greg, to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, UNLV is one of the great sleeping giants of college basketball. This is a school that has a fairly proud tradition of hoops.
Really good.
Can recruit players, especially out of Los Angeles, but they've yet to take kind of that one major step in the last 20 years. I mean, they don't make the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight. San Diego State gives them trouble in the Mountain West Conference, so does New Mexico. I mean, what is keeping UNLV from being an elite program?
Probably because Jerry Tarkanian got old and retired or fired or pushed out or whatever it was.
Stop cheating.
Yeah. I mean, they've got transfers this year from Rutgers, St. John's, and Oregon.
Right.
They've got players.
Right.
But is Dave Rice an elite coach? Probably not. Even though he did beat Arizona last year. I think they're as high as they're ever going to get because you cannot get the kind of players Tark had in there anymore.
Right. But in the Mountain West Conference anymore, I mean, you need like 5 guys. You don't need 3, or you don't need a roster full of them. I don't know. I think that there's just so many big-time things about playing for UNLV in Las Vegas. I'm surprised that they're not better.
I've probably gone to 200 or 300 U of A basketball road games over the years, and the one game I got to where I said, no chance, was at UNLV in probably 1991 when they had Greg Anthony and Larry Johnson and those guys. And that includes games at Duke and Carolina and Kansas that I've gone to. I thought at UNLV that year, that was the game where no matter who you had, you could not win.
And did they?
It was a heck of a game. It was final was 8, but it was close the whole game.
Greg, how do you think Arizona has responded with Caleb Tarczewski out? We've now seen, 4 or 5 games without him. Do you think that they're playing better or worse than you would have thought?
He's not exactly a revelation, but when Kevin O'Neill on the Pac-12 network said Ristic is better than Tarczewski, he's not making that up.
Right.
Maybe he's a little bit wrong, but there's something to it.
Right. He's probably hearing it from somebody too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you look at Ristic, to me, the one thing that's missing from his game is consistency. I thought Sunday against Missouri, he was phenomenal. Unfortunately, every third game, he gets into that issue where he's fouling too much or he's out of position on defense. I just don't think you know what you're going to get out of him game to game.
That's why Sean Miller last week had a terrific comment about him being a Sesame Street kid, out of place all the time.
Right.
And Sean Miller is a by-the-book guy, and he said Caleb was in 100% the right place, offense and defensively. So there's the big difference. Can Ristic help you beat Cal at Cal?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Heck, can Ristic hang with the big guys UNLV is going to bring to town? I don't know. I mean, to me, with Missouri, they were so small that Ristic, I think, was able to pretty much do whatever he wanted. UNLV has 10 better athletes than anybody who's on Missouri's roster.
Yeah, this will be a real test for Ristic. I'm eager to see it.
Absolutely. Well, that is the big game Saturday night at McHale Center, UNLV versus Arizona. That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, so you're choosing basketball over football, huh?
Warmer.
For Greg Hansen, who likes to stay warm and doesn't like green chilies, is my guess.
No, I drove through Hatch this summer.
I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
True fans live for their team. They buy the gear, they order the tickets, they pay for the seats and the experiences. For those true U of A fans, thankfully there is Hughes Federal Credit Union, offering the latest payment choices such as U of A debit cards, paying online, paying a friend with pop money, or using Apple Pay with your mobile phone. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union, smart choice.